Welcome to the Stand Up Speakeasy. I'm your host, Sareth Ney. In every episode, I bring a comic from coast to coast onto my beautiful show, the Stand Up Speakeasy. So without further ado, coming all the way from Melbourne, Florida, Selena Ubias. How are you, my friend?
Hi.
Good stuff, good stuff. Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, I'm glad I've never done it before. I've seen you have your little podcast, but I've never been on it, so I'm honored. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, I do this like every so often now. I used to do it during, when the world shut down. And then every
Yeah.
time the festival comes up, I just say, let's do it again. And now it's just sporadic. Yeah,
Yeah, 100%. I know COVID ruined everything for everybody, so.
that's for sure. I learned sporadic
Mhm.
from Clueless.
Right. Yeah, sporadic. I always used to get that mixed up with sciatic and realize they're borderline the same thing. So,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Awesome. So you are a bold, young, Southern-raised Latina comic who
Hmm.
brings real-life grit with a raw twist. That's
Yeah.
You were talking about how cringe your bio was.
Yeah, yeah, my bio is super cringe. I hate it very much. I honestly want to copy Jari. I saw his comic bio is like, no one reads this, no one cares. It's cringy. So just come to the
Yeah,
show.
just come to the show.
Yeah,
That's all we ask for. Awesome, good
honestly,
stuff.
yeah.
Yep, and I can't wait to you've been kicking ass and taking names for like a long time, and like I see it on social media, so it's like that's why I'm honored to have you on the fest this year.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited. I love the merch. Your merch is like one of the coolest I've ever seen. It's super sick. I always see the t-shirts everywhere and I'm like, well, I wish I had one or I wish I was on the fest. So now that's going to be true. I'm going to get one. Yeah, I'm really excited. I've been doing comedy now for 2.5 years, I guess now. Yeah.
Wow, that's so
I
awesome that
actually
you
met
said that
you.
because
I
like
met you. You were the first person that I met doing comedy ever. You were like the very first person that I met.
what this was at
Yeah,
what
I
at the
did.
Moon Room or
Yep, at
beside that
Moon
show.
Room. Yeah, it was at Moon Room. I did the open mic probably 3 years ago now, maybe 3.5 years ago. I did one open mic at Moon Room. And you were the first person that I met whenever I walked in because I was shaking. I was super nervous. I was a mess. I was ready to get drunk and try to do comedy because someone dared me to. And yeah, you were the first person that I met. I walked in and I saw you and I was like, well, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. And you were super nice to me and I was like, all right, he seems like a nice guy. And then you went on stage and said the most insane shit I've ever heard in my life. And I was like, this is terrifying. And I never did it again because I was so fucking terrified. And then, half a year goes by and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being scared. So, and we've been doing it for 2.5 years since.
That's so awesome. I'm honored to be the
Yeah.
first comic you ever met, and I think I remember that day. Like Jimmy was running the show, I believe, back then,
Uh, I
or
think
was
it
it
was, man, I
Chris
can't remember his
Walker?
name. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think it was Chris
Hmm.
Walker or Christian. Maybe it was Christian. Yeah.
Christian Moore, yeah, Christian Moore then
Yeah, it,
too.
it was
So,
Christian. It was Christian. He was
mhm.
doing the open mic then. And yeah, I just had some friends that were like daring me to do comedy for a little bit. And I was like, got drunk one night and was like, yeah, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I invited a bunch of people like an idiot and they all showed up. So I had to do it. And I was mortified. I was so scared.
Indeed, it's scary. It really is. I was so scared the first time I ever did stand up that I dressed up as Wu Manchu and did it, and the video's still up on YouTube, and I just kept it up there. Like
Yeah,
this is a
that's
reminder
a
of
good
how far
disguise,
you came.
honestly. I wish I would have dressed up as something. It would have probably made it gone easier, but no, I was just wearing shorts that were too small for me, and I had six green tea shots in me. So yeah. Mm.
Awesome. And so you've done don't tell comedy, and so what are some of your favorite don't tell rooms that you've done?
Oh man, one don't tell that I really loved was probably Honestly, my favorite one was at this it was a barber shop. It was like inside of a barber shop, and there was like some Puerto Rican guys cutting hair, and yeah, they didn't speak any English. They had a bar set up with some alcohol I've never seen. Don't know if it was allowed to be imported into the country. And it was a great crowd. It was awesome. I remember that show a lot. It was super fun. Yeah, that was a super fun one.
That's
I did I did a don't tell for Orlando at a animal sanctuary, and that was interesting. I bombed in front of pigs and white people, so that was really cool. Um, Very memorable. Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, they just show up anywhere. Like I think Sean is like the first person that ever told me to. I just showed up. I I helped him get a room in Daytona, and he's like, "Hey, I'm doing a don't tell. You want to be on the guest spot?" I'm like, "Sure." So that's why I got on
Yeah.
my first don't tell. But I've only
Yeah,
done
it
two
was
of them. I'm
the
like, I can't. Yeah.
I think actually maybe it wasn't Orlando. Maybe it was technically New Smyrna Beach. Actually, now that I think about it, it was a don't tell for New Smyrna, and yeah, it was at an animal sanctuary. I drove like 30 minutes into the middle of nowhere, and there was horses, pigs, and a fucking ostrich. And I went pissed in an outhouse, and it was really interesting. And then I bombed, so yeah, it was awesome.
I didn't know they had those out there. That's so wild.
Yeah, it was one of the most insane places I've ever been. I feel like I was being lured to my ending, or I was gonna pull up and there was just gonna be immigration trucks everywhere. I was really scared. And yeah, it went the way that it went, and we're gonna probably never be invited back. So yeah, if you know an animal sanctuary owned by lesbians over there in New Smyrna Beach, that's the one.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
man! What if it's the same lesbian couple that loved my set at the that community center in New Smyrna Beach? That'd be crazy if it was the same people, because they loved
I
me. They
don't
were like,
know. It was like a shorter lesbian with like a Ukrainian lesbian. It was like international lesbianism, and
oh,
it was a lot to take in. Yeah, it's not something I'm used to, so that was interesting.
for sure,
Yeah.
awesome. And man, you're one of the few comics that's been like a photo one that's been on Kill Tony. And
Mhm.
tell me the whole experience that was Kill Tony.
Oh man, Kill Tony was one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me, and probably one of the worst things that's ever happened to me. And I say that because I don't think I was ready for what happened after, probably. But yeah, Kill Tony was amazing. I got on my birthday. It was a Monday last year, and I went. My boyfriend actually surprised me and kind of like wanted planned a trip for my birthday to go to Austin, because I'd wanted to go since forever I've wanted to go to Austin. So I've been watching Kill Tony for like 6 7 years probably. I remember watching it when it was not as big as it is now, and always thinking like I one day, like it's like a Twilight dream, right? Like you watch it and you're like, one day I'm gonna do that, or I want to be on that show, or how crazy would it be if I got on that show? You watch it every Monday and you're like, this is one of the coolest things ever. Like these people are living the dream essentially, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not a Netflix special, but as a comic that's into that, side of comedy, it's something that you think is like the thing to do, right? And I it was my birthday, and we were in Austin for a couple days. I did a bunch of open mics and shows, and it was just really really good vibes whenever I went. And it's going to sound insane to say, I know, but the entire time I knew that I was going to get on Kill Tony. Like I knew it was going to happen. I could feel it. I knew it. I could see it. I just knew that it was going to happen. So that entire day, I was a fucking mess. Like, I was so nervous. It was my birthday, but it's the only thing that I could think about because I just knew it was going to happen. And we're walking around and I see the line to sign up, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And because I knew I was going to get on, I didn't know if I wanted to do it. I'm like, am I ready for this? What if I bomb? What if all these things? Like, I can't embarrass myself. I will kill myself if I don't do good. Like, my career is going to be over and all these things. So I'm terrified, and I just keep seeing the line add up, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm here. This is the time, like this is the thing, right? So I get in line with like 300 other people, and they're going one by one, and I go to sign up, and yeah, I just had really good energy. And 2.5 hours later, it's getting towards the end of the night. And I'm like, maybe it wasn't my time, maybe I was wrong, this and that, but there's no way. And we're standing in the back, and I just had this intuition to go walk towards the front. I don't know why. I really couldn't tell you. We were standing in
Mhm.
the back, and I just had this intuition to go towards the front of the bar, because at the very front of the bar there's a microphone where they come and they announce your name and you follow them across the street. And the bar's long and skinny, and there's a bunch of fucking idiots in this tiny bar. It smells, it's hot as fuck, like it's all these things. And I just had this intuition to go up front, and so me and my boyfriend went towards the front, and I'm just standing there, and I see the you know guy, the assistant, run across the street, and he's coming towards the microphone, so everybody's like, what name is it, what name is it? And I just had an overwhelming feeling of nervousness, and he goes on the microphone and goes, Selena Ubias, you're going to be on Kill Tony. And I was like jaw on the floor, shocked. And so I had a fanny pack. I threw that thing off. I gave my boyfriend all my stuff. I ran across the street, and I'm walk through like a tunnel of people that are like, let's go, and I walk across the street. Oh, I'm not walking, I'm fucking sprinting. I'm running because they're like, hurry, hurry, hurry. You only have 30 seconds. I'm running. I'm hot. I'm sweating. I'm forget all my jokes. I'm like on the way there, and I'm like, fuck, what am I going to say? And I like completely forgot all my jokes. And I'm like, oh my God, this cannot happen to me right now. And so then I'm standing behind the curtain, and they're like, quickly, don't have anything on you. Give me all your technology. Whenever they say your name, I'm going to open this curtain. You're going to walk out, go to the red X, and start. And he's like, get your bearings together. It's very bright, and there's a lot of people in there. And I was like, I can't even believe this is happening. And as I'm standing, I'm facing the two closed curtains, and I can hear Kill Tony happening, the live show. I can hear it. And I'm standing there, and I'm like, this is pineapples. This is just
Mhm.
another show. It doesn't matter. This is another show. I know my fucking jokes. I know who I am. I'm not gonna bomb, right? Like, you just have this overwhelming feeling of confidence, but I'm like, I'm like so nervous. And he says my name, he says it wrong, and they open up the curtain. It's bright as fuck, and you just see a sea of heads of people just like staring at you. And I was like, uh, I don't even know. I blacked out. Thank God I remembered my jokes. I obviously didn't, the set didn't go the way that I wanted it to, but it was the best that I could have done under that pressure. And it's very difficult. And the people that get up there with a lot of stage presence and a lot of confidence, and it seems like they're not nervous at all, it's extremely impressive, because it is a lot of pressure to go from watching this show for 7 8 years and thinking like, I've never had kind of a big moment or a thing like this, and it's happening, and it happened within 45 seconds. Like, it's so quick. And yeah, my set went the best as it could have done. The panel was people that I really looked up to. They're like king of riffing, kings of roasting, definitely my style of comedy. So that was awesome to be able to hear a lot of positive feedback, and them tell me, your stage presence is amazing, your jokes are great, you have a good future, you have a huge future in comedy if you keep writing the way that you do. And just to hear that and have the ultimate temperature check to know, okay, no matter what happens, I definitely don't suck at this. You know what I mean? And just to have the security and the confidence in people that you look up to say that was really amazing. And it was something that, like, I just never in my wildest dreams imagined happening. And yeah, I got a big joke book, and I left, and the interview went great. I was super happy with it. And I walked out, and I freaked out so bad, like, because you're coming down from the what the fuck just happened for the last 15 minutes. And I'm leaving out of the back door of the mothership, and Ron White is right behind me.
Whoa.
And because I'm coming down from the high, he's right behind me, and I didn't even notice. And I walk out of the door, and I'm walking in a back alley, and I'm looking for my boyfriend, and I see him, and I start kind of running fast that way. And I was like, I have to call my dad. I don't give a fuck. Nobody talk to me. I have to call my dad. And Ron White walks out right behind me, and Jake's like, "Oh my God, Ron White!" And I was like, "Yeah, you're nice and all. I have to go talk to my dad." I didn't even like I didn't even give a fuck that he was standing right there. Like I love him so much and it's like that was so crazy. But like I just needed to call my dad and like tell him what the fuck just happened because I was like in so much shock that I didn't even get to say hey to Ron White. It was wild. Um but yeah, it was an amazing experience and if you ever have the chance to go out there and sign up, do it. Fuck what people say about Kill Tony. I know that there's a lot of haters and they can suck my dick. It was one of the best experiences ever. And yeah, the aftermath is a little brutal, but it was worth it.
Indeed. And yeah, like if you don't have any haters, you're not doing anything right, I think.
Yeah, I
And
definitely think that nobody could have prepared me for the hate online. I don't think that there's anything that can prepare you for that besides like maybe a narcissistic mom or an alcoholic dad probably, but I think that it was overwhelming. And it really wasn't even hate on my comedy. It's just, the audience of Kill Tony are a very specific type of audience, right? And they're comedy fans. They really love comedy and really value comedy a lot. And they're going to let you know about yourself and let you know if one of your jokes is really similar to another comedian's that you weren't aware of. They're going to let you know. And they also will let you know if you're overweight, if you're fat, if you're ugly, if you're stupid. They're going to let you know. um so yeah, it was definitely a weird feeling for the next probably 2 months, honestly, after the episode came out, just scrolling online and seeing random clips of myself on random accounts with 400 comments. And it was a lot. It's a lot to take in. And even though it's just a tiny taste of what true fame is, it definitely, like, nothing really can prepare you for it. You have to, like, be strong-willed because I really had some days where it really fucked with me. Yeah.
wow.
Mhm.
Yep. Well, I'm glad I'm quitting at Sareth Fest because I'm like I won't be on Kill Tony, so I'm like I don't even want to deal. And that's why like I'm getting off social media right after Sareth Fest or like after I write the article. I'm like I'm gonna go
Mhm.
play pinball and Cubert and enjoy the rest of my days like right
Yeah.
after stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I finally understood kind of what people were saying when they said don't read the comments. I definitely should have not read the comments. And don't go on fucking Reddit. Listen, people, if you get on Kill Tony, just take it from me. Don't fucking go on Reddit. That was the worst mistake I made in my entire life. And I've been to jail. I've done really bad drugs. I've done really questionable things. That was the worst decision I ever made, was to go on Reddit. I found a subreddit of me, just me,
Wow.
um comparing me to different characters. And yeah, I I don't think I've ever laughed and cried so hard in my life.
Wow.
It was insane. Yeah, it's a lot.
And that's why I call myself a Ninja Turtle on stage because I own it. I'm like I'm just gonna just go
Yeah.
all out.
Yeah. It's like in fucking 8 Mile when Eminem starts roasting himself and you can't say
Hmm.
anything about him after that. That's what I should have done. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And so, well, your sharp tongue and fearless perspective and jokes that hit harder than your abuela's chancla is uh is what got you to Kill Tony's.
Yeah, for
That's from
real.
your
I think
bio.
I yeah, I think because I said a lot of, like, not controversial, but maybe punchy things are probably the best way to say it. I think that's why it's also like, I drew more attention to myself, which is what I wanted, but maybe it's not what I want. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that's why I prefer to be like that wallflower and then at the end of the bar just keeping to myself and
Yeah.
like, if people approach me, they approach me and I'll spill the beans, but I'll just chill.
Yeah, it's very intense to kind of put your whole thing out there for, your job to see, your family to see, your people you used to go to church with to see, and all these things. And top of millions of strangers. Yeah, it's pretty vulnerable.
Yeah, big time.
Mhm.
Indeed. I have like little followers on social media anyways, and like if you subscribe to my channel, go ahead. There's only 800 of them, like 30 views probably per video, and I'm like I'm cool with that.
Yeah, honestly, I only want people that actually like me to watch these things because I can't handle
Hmm.
people who don't anymore. I'm not I am more sensitive than someone would probably guess. Yeah, it really I didn't eat dinner for like 2 weeks straight after I went on Kill Tony. I was not doing so good. Yeah.
Dang. Which leads me to your next sentence, which says, whether she's spilling truth about mental health, culture clashes, or the chaos of everyday life, she does with it all with wit, heart, and a whole lot of edge. And which
Hmm.
totally just summed that all that up because I'm like, I could not picture all that happening to me from that one show. I just can't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really
Mm.
I just always feel like it's so important to be vulnerable and be yourself, for comedy obviously, but I think it's really important to just do that in general because we all deal with those things, right? Like we everyone deals with mental health, everyone deals with insecurities, everyone deals with chaos. Like my podcast is called Unstable Creatures because we are all one, right? Like
Mhm.
everyone has so many issues and problems and downfalls and flaws and all of these things, and we all share that in common, and I think it's so important to relate that on stage, especially as a female, because a lot of female comics and women comics kind of get um labeled into like sex jokes only, and just a certain genre of things for female comics. So I like to be the different version of that. I want to be a female comic that talks about buying cars and fucking hot dogs at Costco like everyone else experiences, right? Like I don't want to just talk about things that, only women usually talk about. I like to talk about anxiety and talk about getting in fights with your boyfriend and talk about financial issues and talk about politics and talk about, the things happening and you're, getting abused or trauma or all those things because 99% of the time people really can relate to that. And I think that it's so important in comedy to be vulnerable. I think my favorite comedians are people that are really vulnerable.
Oh, for sure. And you're
Yeah.
like right along their footsteps, and like I think it's awesome that you're still young in the game, like 2 years and plus in the game, and you found your
Hmm.
voice already. Like it took
Yeah.
me 5 years to find my voice and constant grind, but it's totally worth it. Like you get to spill your heart and soul out on that stage. It's just a good
Yeah.
feeling.
I
Yeah.
agree. I completely agree. I think that I feel more myself. Like when I first started in comedy, probably my first like 6 months, I struggled with that a lot. I kind of hid behind jokes that I thought would work, or maybe they'll laugh at this. I kind of was a little too scared to be me yet in the first 6 months. And then once I started to write a lot more and start talking about me going to jail and talking about, struggling with addiction for a long time, or talk about, growing up in the middle of nowhere in a very racist, middle of the fucking woods, like type of area, and talk about me being Mexican and talk about all these things that, make me who I am, I noticed such a huge change in myself as a comedian, in my, you know, material, in the results that I was getting, in the respect that I was getting. I started to notice a complete shift.
Oh yeah. And the things that you said about the women comics, like they deserve their flowers too. And that's
Yeah.
why like when I put the fest together and every show that I produce, I'm like it's gonna have equal amount of men and an equal amount of women and everything in between. Like I don't like the whole gender identity thing, but I try my best to include everything like 50-50. Like because I
Yeah.
see all these
Yeah.
posters all the time. It's like a sausage fest. I'm like, come on guys, you can't find a single funny woman to be on the show with you. It's like you're pathetic.
Oh, it's a little
You know.
tougher to find, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm
we
like,
don't have
I
to we
just
don't have to lie, Sheree. Know.
indeed. So I stand on equality. I've had like
Yeah.
transgendered folks on my show or my fest, and
Mhm.
it didn't matter. Like as long as you're funny on stage and fun and cool off stage, then yeah, you got a spot. It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I love your podcast studio too. By the way, it's just
Thank you.
the name of it, and Frankenstein in the background, and all my buds that are on the show, and like I saw Rob Ford's episode, and I'm like I can't believe you said all those bad things about me. I'm like you're the best. Oh
No, it's
man.
it's it's all in good humor. I think I hope people always know that when someone gets brought up on the pod, it really is always in because we do like you and we care about you. It's fun to poke fun and just laugh about it. But I never, there's probably been some people I've talked shit about, but hey, they deserved it.
Yep, they deserve it. And I mean, even though it stung a little bit, it's true what happened at in Jacksonville. And I'm like, I was just trying to be friends with that homeless guy. Like, please don't
Yeah.
stab me too. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like every story I hear about you is just always funny, and then I just like picture you and like who you are, and it just makes it even funnier.
yeah, I'm horrible at confrontation. I'm like, just here, just take my money. Like, just go away.
No, honestly, I really am the same. I can't I'm so bad at confrontation. I remember one time I bought these AirPods on Facebook Marketplace and they were like off-brand AirPods and I didn't give a fuck and like
Mhm.
they were selling them for like $30 or something. And I go to meet up. I think we were meeting up at like a Walgreens, and this like 18-year-old kid comes riding on a bike with the AirPods. And I see him, and he's like such a nice kid. And he's like, I'm saving up for a truck, so I'm selling all these things that I don't need. And I was like, here, just take $100. I don't care if they work. Just take the money. If you want my car, you can have that. Have the keys. I don't care. Like I'm so like I feel so bad for people sometimes, and I just want people to be happy.
Oh, for sure. Like, I'm
Hmm.
wearing like Five Below AirPods now, or earpods or whatever. They were only
Yeah.
$5.55, and they work just fine.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah. Awesome. And so your style is unfiltered, unpredictable, and undeniably funny. And this is comedy that dares to keep it real, and you sure keep it real, pal. So,
I
and
try my best. I try my best.
that's why like your style is like on. That's why you're on so many shows, because people love you, love your style, love everything about you. So,
Yeah, and probably because
and
I
that's why.
beg for spots and maybe threaten them if they don't book me. Maybe that might have something to do with it. And maybe tits. That might also play a factor. I don't know.
Hey, I didn't say it.
Hey, got
But
got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
indeed. Oh man, the lights went out or something. Oh, there it is. That works out. Yep. Yeah. I'm in a dim lit room. It's like I'm telling scary stories or something.
I know. I see the bright
But
background. I love it.
oh yeah, this is like on StreamYard, and I'm like, my background is so horrible. I'm just gonna put brick walls like I'm a comedian and just like be done with it.
No, yeah, every time I see a headshot and in the background it's a brick wall, I'm just like, can we please do something different? Can we switch it up? Maybe go into like a nice regular room. I don't know. Is brick the only background that we have? It's really strange.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh man,
Hmm.
good stuff. So, Selena, these are the questions I ask every single comedian that I've ever interviewed. There's like thousands of interviews on my YouTube channel. I'm not even kidding. Just thousands of
Yeah, there is a lot. There is a lot. Yeah.
them. So, with that being said, what inspired you to perform stand-up comedy?
Oh man, probably my dad. My dad definitely inspired me to get into humor and comedy. My dad is the funniest person that I know. If you think I'm funny, he's a fucking killer. He's hilarious. And I grew up watching my dad be super funny, and I watch my dad walk into a room and light up the room with his humor. And I remember going to dinners with families and friends and church groups and restaurants and anywhere, and my dad would have people crying laughing and pissing themselves laughing, and I just remember people were always laughing around my dad. And I remember being younger thinking like, I want to do that to people. I want to be funny. I want to have that effect that my dad has on people. And I was always funny in school, and everyone always told me that I was funny and silly and goofy. And as I got a little bit older and realized that stand-up comedy was a thing, I remember watching Dave Chappelle through the kitchen on all fours because my parents told me to go to my room because I couldn't watch it. So I snuck out of my room. And I remember listening to Dave Chappelle that my parents were laughing super hard at him. And I remember thinking, like, that's so crazy that people are just watching him talk on stage, but he's like funny and thousands and millions of people are watching this and he's like rich from that. That's crazy. And so yeah, I got a little bit older and I moved to a city that actually had comedy, and yeah, that's kind of what inspired me to do it.
That's awesome. I just got back from Yellow Springs actually, and
Oh,
I feel
really?
like, and I felt like the rite of passage for every comedian is to go to Yellow Springs, like, because like
Okay.
Dave was just like the goat, and like to see everything, like his comedy club, and there's like this Chappelle thing, like in the middle of the main street of Xenia or Yellow Springs, like on Xenia Avenue or whatever, and then his gift shop's like a couple more down the street, like right by the racetrack or raceway gas speedway gas station.
Yeah.
And I had to go to the store and just buy like $80 worth of merch, and then
Yeah.
I invited the staff to the comedy show, that the open mic that I was on at Eel Tavern, and I think I did pretty good. But they didn't
That's
show up
really
though.
cool.
But
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Well, I would have showed up.
that would mean a lot. But yeah, they said like I don't know. They said that the past couple weeks no one was showing because of like football or whatever. And then all of a
Oh,
sudden when I went, it was packed out. I was like, this is nuts. Yeah.
that's so cool. Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
awesome.
And it's been around since like the 1800s, I think. That
That's
bar.
crazy. Wow.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, it
probably
looks so
a
like
lot of slavery energy in there. That's so scary. I hate stuff when people are like, "Oh yeah, it was made in the 1700s." I'm like, I don't want to fucking go in there. Then that's bad energy. Humans were insane in the 1700s. What the hell?
indeed. But I think you'd love the insides because it's like all like spooky and like those they have those pictures that have like their face moves and their eyes move whenever you're walking by them, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I like that.
it's
I like to be scared majority of the time. I kind of always want to be scared a little bit. It's a good time.
good times for sure. And what was it feeling like when you first performed stand up?
Oh man, the first time I ever did stand up was insane. I was very drunk. I invited a bunch of people to see me do stand up comedy for the first time at an open mic for 20 people. It's a horrible mistake. And I didn't have anything written. I had nothing prepared. I had no idea what I was going to say. I brought a journal up there with me that had blank pages, and I didn't know what I was going to talk about at all. I had no fucking clue. I remember just thinking like, I don't know, I'm going to get up there and talk about my life, I guess. I have no idea. And I got up there and the first minute was pretty rough because I was trying to like, I don't know, summon Jesus or whatever, but then after that I just kind of got into it and I started getting laughs and I remember thinking, wow, this is really, really fun. And I remember getting the light and being upset because I was like, no, I don't want to get off yet. And yeah, people were laughing, people were clapping and cheering, and everyone was like, that was really good for your first time. That's crazy. And my friends were super proud of me and was like, that went so much better than I thought it was going to. I'm like, I guess I'm gonna go throw up and then I'll let you guys know if I remember anything. So yeah, the first time I did stand-up comedy was extremely exhilarating and the scariest thing I've ever done.
And you said you love scary stuff, so it just worked out perfectly.
Yeah, I honestly, yeah, I think I would have rather been possessed that day or something. It was terrifying. It was the scariest thing. And I've had to squat and cough in a female jail before, and that was way scarier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, may the power of Christ compel you then, since you
Right.
want to be possessed. Oh man, let's see here. And what are your favorite comedy specials, comedy records, and comedy podcasts?
Oh man, comedy specials. I'm gonna say Beautiful Dogs by Shane Gillis is one of my favorites. And then Robin Williams has a special that he filmed in New York City. It's one of the best specials I've ever seen in my life. Robin Williams is one of my favorite comics of all time. And I think he was so innovative and so unique and so different and such a raw human being, right? He talked about the things that people weren't ready to talk about and he talked about things in a different way and found humor in things that weren't funny, which to me is really 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 special, to make things that aren't funny at all hilarious, right? And he was so interactive with the crowd and so energetic and so exhilarating to watch. It's one of the best ones. And another one that I love is Tiffany Haddish's first special ever. Her first special was amazing. It was so it's one of my favorite specials, especially by a woman that I've ever seen. Because she's another person that was to me the definition of talking about things that are not funny and very serious and dark and filled with trauma and making them fucking hilarious. And her growing up in foster care and growing up poor and being a woman in stand up and being a black woman in stand up and being, you know, the social term ghetto that made it, right? Like talked about, you know, her hanging out with Will Smith and getting Groupons for them and, you know, just her entire aura and her entire vulnerability on stage was one of the most admirable things I've ever seen. So yeah, I really love that. Podcasts, let's see. I watch a lot of podcasts. Bad Friends with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino is one of my favorites. I met them actually a couple years ago. I really love Chelsea Lynn. That's another podcast she has, Trailer Trash Tammy. She's awesome as well and really talks a lot about life and growing up in the country and growing up poor and growing up in the middle of nowhere where, you know, drag and comedy and music and magic shows and all these things just don't exist where we're from. There's no talent or energy or, you know, anything. And so that's, I really like her perspective on life and how she started comedy. So yeah, those are some of my faves.
Wow, that's awesome. Like I love
Hmm.
Chelsea Lynn when she was in her car and she did like those food reviews,
Yeah.
and she would do that weird that thing with her like
Yeah.
face like that.
I love when she tries new food and takes a bite of it for the first time and just looks at her husband like that. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
like I love me some Robin Williams too, and like his favorite,
Yeah.
my favorite, one of my favorites is like Mrs. Doubtfire and stuff,
Yes.
and
My favorite
Robbie
movie of
Williams.
all time, of all time, this is my favorite movie of all time, is Dead Poet Society with Robin Williams.
That's
It's a very dark and sad movie, but it is so real and so raw. And Robin Williams did an amazing, amazing job in that movie. He's one of my favorite people to ever live. Mm.
for sure, most definitely.
Yeah.
And let's see, God rest his soul, for sure.
Yes. Yeah. It's a sad day. I wish I was born in a different time so I could have experienced him a lot more. He died, you know, when I was pretty young, so it definitely I didn't get to appreciate him, you know, while he was still here. So that really, you know, I wish he was still alive, but God rest a good
Indeed.
one.
Oh, for sure. And like my other favorite of his is What Dreams May Come.
Mhm. Yes.
Oh man, that it
Yeah.
hits harder now. What happened to him? It's like,
Yes.
gosh, dang it.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Yeah,
And
it's tough.
but yeah, and like Bobby Lee is like, like he was supposed to be at Fully Loaded in
Mhm.
Daytona, but he injured himself, so he couldn't be on the stage. It was a brutal injury, so I was so bummed. I was like looking forward to seeing him live, but
What injury was it? I'm trying to remember. Was whenever
oh,
he hurt his whenever he fell and like,
yeah, that's when he fell. Yep.
oh yeah. Eesh. That
Yeah,
sucks.
it was
Yeah,
like
I really like Bobby Lee a lot because I think that he's another person that's very vulnerable about his addiction and his life and puts a lot of himself online and he's super real and I really like that. His, you know, his onstage humor is a little bit different than that, but him in podcasts and you know, him talking about his life and the stuff he struggles with is super super cool. I really like that a lot.
indeed. I loved him on Mad TV, and so that leads me to my next
Yeah.
question, which is like, what are your favorite sitcom sketch shows and comedy films?
Oh man. Let's see. So one of my favorite shows is Seinfeld, probably. Like sitcom wise, I really loved that, and I really loved Two and a Half Men. I think Charlie Sheen is fucking hilarious. If you get a chance to watch his documentary, you 100% should. It just came out recently. It's amazing. Um, so I love Two and a Half Men. I love Seinfeld. Tires is a really good one too. I think we're finally getting our version of sitcoms, right? Like, you know, the new age kind of The Office type of feel. The Office is another kind of show like that that I absolutely love. So Tires, you know, Shane Gillis and Stavros and so many comedians are on the show, which I think is so cool to watch everyone kind of come together on this project and create this really, really funny show. Super cool. So yeah, those are some of my favorites, I think. Um, Yeah, I think those are some of my favorites. I really like Reno too. That was always really funny to watch. And
Yeah.
Jackass. I think Jackass was always, just one of the most insane, hilarious things. I used to watch it as a kid with my dad, and it was so, so funny.
Indeed. And yeah, I
Hmm.
remember watching Jackass in the movie theater with Rob Ford, and he was just dying laughing. I was like,
Yeah,
"Simmer down,
fucking
Rob."
hilarious.
Yeah.
No, that is actually probably Rob Ford's humor wrapped in one. Is Jackass. He's like he honestly would kill on that show. I really think so. He'd do great.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. He's fun to hang out with. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we went and saw like Big J Ogerson, I think, on one night, and it was just
Yeah.
so fun. Like, we were sitting front row and at the Comedy Zone Jacksonville. It's like, man,
Yeah.
he's like Big J is like one of the best to ever do it. It's just pretty
No,
awesome.
yeah, he's awesome. He was on my panel for Kill Tony, and that was amazing. And then I actually met him the night before Kill Tony, and I had an intuition that he was going to be on the panel, but I didn't know obviously, but I just like felt it. And then I saw him, and then he came to Orlando Funny Bone, and I got to go to that show, and I got to, hang out with him and stuff, and it was awesome. He's a really cool person. I really like him a lot.
Hmm. For sure. And let's see, we talked about sitcoms, and I consider Jackass a sketch, even though it's like not scripted, but just out
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and let's see here. How about comedy films?
Comedy films, man. Anything with Adam Sandler, honestly, which he's another one that I forgot to say about specials. Adam Sandler's latest special, oh my God. It is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. It's one of the best things he's ever created. The intro, the first joke, every single joke, the songs, everything, phenomenal. So yeah, anything with Adam Sandler, honestly, is some of my faves. Comedy films, what else do I like? I like Django Unchained. I don't know if that's a comedy film, but to me it is. It's fucking hilarious. One of the funniest things ever. Um Let's see what else. Comedy films. I'm trying to think. I really watch a lot of scary shit, so I don't really watch too many comedy movies, honestly. Um Friday is fucking hilarious. Those are all so funny. Um Coming to America was another one that I remember watching and thinking was so funny. Um yeah, those are some of the ones that come to my mind.
Awesome. It
Mhm.
wasn't that Adam Sandler special, the one with the dog running across the stage or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The lights go out, things are leaking, like, it's so funny, and his very first joke about the fucking grape and, like, eating grapes is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Adam Sandler is a fucking dog. Like, he is fucking hilarious, and that special I was laughing so hard, but also was so mesmerized, like, at how talented he is. And the special was just like his entire career and persona put into one thing. And it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, he's so awesome.
Mhm. Yeah.
Man, and I just got done watching Pixels, and it's
Oh,
like his video
okay.
game movie.
Yeah.
I It has bad reviews on the internet, but I fell
Yeah,
in
that
love with
movie
that
does
movie.
suck. Yeah.
I
It's not
loved
one of the
it.
best. It's
So
funny, but like compared to his other things, not his best work. Not his best work.
no, yeah, but I loved it because Qbert was in it, and that's like my
Yeah.
favorite arcade game. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get like top 10 scores from coast to coast, so I got like top 10 in like Idaho and Ohio recently. So
Dang, that's
I know.
good. I play like the trivia games at like Texas Roadhouse, on the little tablets they have at your tables these days. I'll play those trivias. I've gotten like fifth place a couple times. I was feeling good about myself then.
Hell yeah. And since you love
Mhm.
scary stuff and Frankenstein's behind you, my favorite pinball machine is Monster Bash. And it's like all the
Oh
Universal
yeah.
monsters
Yes,
in a
love that
band.
one. And the
Oh, it's my
Ninja Turtle
favorite.
one. The Ninja Turtle
Yep.
one is one of the best.
It is.
Yeah,
I
the
play that
Ninja Turtle
everywhere
one
too.
is amazing.
Yeah. Who do you pick when you play the Ninja Turtle one? I play Michelangelo all the time.
Leonardo's definitely my fave.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
He's a good one.
Leonardo's my favorite. Yep.
I love it. And let's see, I didn't know you love scary stuff, and like that's why my artwork for the fest is like half Fear and Loathing Las Vegas meets Hellraiser.
Yeah, I fucking am obsessed with the merch. Sareth, I love it. Every time I see somebody wearing a shirt, I'm like, God, I need one of those. I love it. It looks kind of like a Nightmare a little bit, but if like Nightmare went like Metallica vibe, like I'm kind of
Oh,
liking it, and like maybe some cryptids in there, some like weird animal creature things, and I fuck with it a lot. I like it a lot. It's definitely my type of vibe.
hell yeah! Well, you're gonna meet the artist because he's flying in just to be on the last Sareth Fest ever. So I'll
That's
have to
awesome. Well,
introduce
that's
you
cool.
so
Yeah.
he can do your artwork too. So he hand draws
Yeah.
everything.
That
Yeah,
would be sick. It's very like unstable creatures vibe. I like it a lot.
hell yeah! Awesome, good stuff. And let's see if you can go on tour with any comedian locally and internationally known. Which comedians would you go on tour with?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. If I could go on tour with any comedian, so two separate, locally and internationally known, too?
Yep.
Okay, locally, damn, I hate all these motherfuckers. Who would I want to go on tour with? let, me, let me think. This is tough. Locally, let's say, damn, who would I want to go on tour with locally? Um, Probably Preston. That would be fun. Me and
Oh
Preston always
yeah,
have a good time. Probably who else? Who would go into the mix there? Honestly, Jari's a vibe. Jari's fun. Tay tatted up. I think she's got to be one of the funniest people. That would be a fun tour for sure. That would be a good mix. Yeah, I like that. I like that vibe. Internationally touring comedian, man, who would I love to go on tour with? So many. I think um Theo Vaughn would be really cool. That would be like a super cool tour to go on. I feel like our sense of humor is kind of similar. Um I would love to go on tour with Chelsea Lynn. That would be amazing. I got to meet her too. That was really awesome. I'd love to go on tour with her. Her feature and openers were fucking hilarious. And I feel like my sense of humor would just really like, me as a comedian just would fit really well. So I think those two people would be really, really awesome to go on tour with. And probably Liza Traeger. I don't know if you know who that is, but she's a up and coming female comic. She has a special on Netflix. She's one of the funniest female comics up and coming right now, so that would be a really cool tour too. She's hilarious.
that's awesome. Yep,
Hmm.
yeah, I agree. I love Theo Vaughn. Like even like from his like Road Rules days, or yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was Road Rules, and then like now his podcast is just so cool. Like I love it.
Yeah. His podcast is one that I watch every episode. I love his choice in guests, and I love his dedication to talking about real shit while still keeping it extremely entertaining and funny. And I love his versatility when it comes to podcasts, especially because he involves himself in politics and stuff. I mean, he fucking interviewed the president of the United States. It's amazing. Like he definitely has taken it to a whole new level, and it's so insane, but it's really cool.
And plus he's like one of the few famous comedians that follows me on X. So I'm like, oh, you're so kind.
Right. So we
Yeah.
love that. Well, he
Yeah.
knows who to follow. You're one of the best. You're so nice.
Oh, why? Thank you. I don't try to be, but it happens. But let's see. I have a dark side. I was a mean this armchair bully on my flight. Like tried to like
Really?
take my thing, and so he reached for his like personal item underneath the thing under this front seat, and I put my arm where his arm was, and he was uncomfortable for the entire thing. I just like pretend I was sleeping the whole time.
I feel like you would never be like forwardly mean. I feel like you're like super passive aggressive. It's either that and like you're like passive aggressive because you don't want to be too aggressive, but like you're letting him know you're serious,
Mhm.
or you just fucking bite him. Like
Yeah.
that's
I know how to
hilarious.
use the universe to my on my side. I'm like I'm pretty. I have that dark side that I just like right now. Like the lighting here is bad, but
Yeah,
it was a bad. I have a bad side to me, but um, I try not to. I keep it at bay at all times. But if I
right.
need to, I'll just go. "Rrr."
Yeah,
But
I should do that more.
if you can get roasted by five comedians, top five dead or alive, which comedians were to get roasted by?
Get roasted by? Oh my god, that's so terrifying. I think I would go big dog and get roasted by Nikki Glazer. She's a fucking dog. I would get roasted by her. I would get roasted by Tony Hinchcliffe, one of the best roasters in the world. Um, who else would I want to get roasted by? I'd get roasted by who else? I think Andrew Santino is an amazing roaster. He's super witty, very creative, very quick. He would be hilarious. Mark Norman would be very fun to get roasted by. He's also insanely talented and a very good roaster. Who else would I want to get roasted by? Probably Martha Stewart. That would be a fun roast. Whether she wanted to like cook me or roast me, that would be funny. And who else would I want to get roasted by? That would be amazing. If he was still alive, Bernie Mac would be a great roast.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's one of the best for sure. And
Yeah.
he ain't scared of you, mother lover. He just ain't.
Right, exactly. That would be a brutal roast, but it would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, for sure. And let's see here. Uh, what's your favorite joke a comic has written?
Oh my gosh, my favorite joke a comic has written. The one that comes to my mind almost immediately is Sam Kinison. He wrote a joke about world hunger. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. He talks about solving world hunger, right? And like how it's always this prominent issue and you always get these ads for starving kids and stuff. And I love how Sam Kinison is aggressive and yells at certain parts of his jokes because I feel like I do that and certain parts just require more aggression and it's what makes the joke funny. And he's talking about world hunger and how instead of us always taking the food to them, how about we bring them closer to the fucking food? You live in the desert. And he's like talking about how like you see this? This is sand. Yeah, nothing grows here. And he's like talking about moving all the people closer to the fucking food instead of all us always bringing the food to the middle of fucking nowhere. And it's so funny and the aggression and everything about it is hilarious. And second joke that comes to my mind is the very first joke in one of Cat Williams' specials when he plays the every day I'm hustling and he's pretending like he's working at McDonald's and he's going back and forth doing the fries and takes a drink, takes a sip, coming over here, flipping the burgers, and it's oh my god, it's so funny. It's fucking hilarious.
That's one of the best too. And
Yeah.
man, I agree. Now I know why like they say food deserts now. And
Yeah.
oh
It
man,
was like so clever and it was so funny because it's like, yeah, why don't we just do that? Move all of the people out of the fucking desert and put them where the food grows.
yeah. I mean, we can't eat iguanas and drink cactus water all day. It's like gotta move
Yeah.
closer. You
Yeah.
know. Indeed. Oh man, and so let's see here. Which other forms of comedy would you venture off into, like improv, sketch, comedy writing, acting, directing, etc.?
Ooh, I'd probably love to get into acting. I think I would be a good actor. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I can't really be serious sometimes, but I think that would be super fun. I'd love to be like a villain, like a little like a I don't know, I want to be like Cruella DeVille or something like that. I think that would be really fun. Yeah, I'd love to get into acting. I think that would be really cool. That would be another something that I want to venture into, or maybe being in a little commercial or two. I feel like I could do like a little like maybe a Domino's ad or something, or like if they need, an extra for like a Golden Corral commercial. I think I could be your girl. I really think that I'd kill that. I'd do good.
Hell yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
And what experience would you like your audience to take with them after a set is over?
Mm, an experience. I think that I would like for people to take away an experience. Probably the story that I tell about going to jail. That's probably a one that I like for people to take away, or an experience of more so understanding the dichotomy of people, right? Like, I think that a lot of people see women or a Hispanic woman or a plus size Hispanic woman and have a lot of assumptions or think that, these jokes can be one way or, whatever, whatever. And I like kind of defying that aspect to it. I like that people experience my comedy in a way that they aren't assuming, or it's a lot different than what people think I'm going to be. And I really like being told that. I like being told that, your humor is a lot different than I thought it was going to be. And, you're really funny, this and that. Like, obviously, everyone wants your fucking compliments, but I like, I like for people to experience who I really am as a person and the realness and the struggle and the issues and the raw reality of how I think and how I think a lot of people think. And yeah, the experience of being a Mexican growing up in the middle of nowhere.
Indeed. Awesome.
Hmm.
And I feel like you, like I'm like the Cambodian that grew up around a lot of Mexicans when I lived in Pueblo, Colorado. So I was like, I
Yeah.
totally get it. It's like
Damn, we made it all the way
it
up to Colorado now. Wow.
oh
We are
yeah.
spreading. That's
We
crazy.
yeah.
We are spreading around.
Well, like my other festival, Sareth Fest, was in Colorado, so that's how I know. And so it's like I have two of them,
Yeah.
but now it's like I'm done. I'm
I feel
happy.
like all the Mexican men just fucking sprint and just pollinate like bees throughout the entire country, and it's just like spread.
Yeah. It's like good luck ice, it's like
Yeah, dude, you're not catching us anytime fucking soon. We made it all the way up to Colorado, dude. We're gonna be in fucking Delaware before you know it. That's wild.
that is wild. Awesome. And so this next part is it's called the stand up speakeasy because it's a secret society of stand up comics, right? So with that being
Okay.
said, which five comics in your scene would like to be seen on the future episode of the stand up speakeasy?
Ooh, five local comics that I'd like to see on it. Let's see. Who do we want to see on it? I don't know who's been on. I don't know if all these people have been on, but let's see. Who do I want to see on it locally? Um, I think that Michael Crocker is a good one. He's hilarious. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's very funny. He's a little ginger
I
fuck. He's funny though. Um, let's see. Who's another one? Um, Robert Strange. I don't know if you know him. These are just like the weirdos that I like, that I think they're really funny and they're local, and I just think they're weird and they're funny. Robert Strange, he does some open mics here and there. Haven't seen him in a little bit. He'd be a great person on the episode. He's hilarious. Who else do I want to see? I think uh Preston, if you haven't had him. Preston's very funny, really interesting to talk to. I'm trying to run through my podcast guests. I've had so many great conversations with. How many is that? Three, four?
three.
Who else? Yeah, I think those would be funny. I think if you haven't had him or if you don't know who he is, my last episode that just came out on Sunday, last Sunday, Gene, he's really funny. He kind of bounces between here and Philly. Gene Myer, he's a really funny guy. He's in a like grindcore band and he's a comedian. He's pretty funny. Um, and who else? Um, I think Alex Barboza would be a good one to have on too. Alex is very funny and she's really real person and she cares a lot about comedy, and you don't really find that very often. A lot of people, you know, just do it because they want to get laid or they think that they're funny, and neither of the two are true. And I think that she actually cares a lot about comedy in general, and I think that's really cool. And I think that it's really cool that she's very vulnerable about how much she cares and open about it, and I think it's really cool.
Oh yeah, I agree, and
Hmm.
I'm honored to have. Well, Preston's been on, I think this one and before, but I'll. It's okay. And Alex, I love her, and she, I have interviewed her or any of the other ones, but Alex is like I can't wait to have her on the fest because I know how much she loves like Liquid Death and stuff. So like
Yeah.
everyone gets like bottomless Liquid Death that's performing, so it's gonna be fun.
Oh hell yeah. I'm about to get
It's good.
drunk on fucking liquid death, dude.
Yeah. Awesome, good stuff. So, thank you so much for being my guest, Selena. I tried to keep all these under an hour, and so as with that being said, are there any final words you'd like to give out to the audience?
Final words. Follow me on YouTube and Spotify. My podcast is Unstable Creatures Podcast. I have interviews on there from tons of different people, comedians, musicians, tattoo artists, MMA fighters, tons of different people. And I really like talking about life and real shit while also trying to be silly and goofy. So you can follow me there. And final words, you'll see me on Netflix maybe one day, maybe not. I might end up pregnant and married like most other Mexicans, but I might make it out. We never know. So, yeah.
Good stuff. And for me, I hope one day I get to be one of your guests on Unstable Creatures. That'd be awesome. I
A
don't
hundred
know.
percent, Sareth. This is my public announcement. You are invited, Sareth. You can come whenever you want. Let me know when you're in Melbourne. You have a spot on this couch.
Oh, well, I'll actually be there on let's see, September 30th, because I'll be on Moon Room. I need
Okay,
to have
I'm going to be in Philly between the 25th through the 29th. On the 30th, I'm moving. So the podcast studio is going to be changing. Exciting.
oh,
But Frankenstein's going to stay. Um,
awesome.
so that day might not work,
It
but
won't work,
yeah, won't
but
work. But the next time you're in Melbourne, you got it.
okay.
You have a spot.
Sounds good. Oh, I'm patient. And so for my final words, I'd like to give a thanks to all the venues in Pueblo and everyone that performed there in Colorado. And shout out to Punk Rock Pizza and World's Most Famous for having us. And shout out to the Nog for having us the past couple years, even though they're not here with us anymore. I appreciate you. And
Damn, did they
Sareth,
die?
oh yeah, they condemned it like 2 weeks ago.
Damn.
I know
Ouch.
it broke my heart, but it
Yeah.
it was my homeroom for like 7 8 years. Um,
Yeah.
Yep. But Sareth Fest is happening October 2nd to the 5th in Daytona. Punk Rock Pizza and World's Most Famous. There's like 40 comedians, storytellers, musicians. It's gonna be wild, and it's free to get in. So 6:30
Oh
shows,
yeah.
8:30 shows, and the music is from like 1 to like 7. So just come out and support. That's all I
Hell
ask.
yeah.
Yeah, so with shout out to Quan's Kitchen, K Nails and Spa, and Chico, and Kyle Fritz Long Fritz Photography too. So those are my sponsors for the fest.
Hell
Awesome,
yeah.
sounds good. Awesome, thanks, pal, for being my guest. And I will send this to you. I don't mean to be all dark and scary, but
Oh,
I
that's
will
all
send this
right.
to you as soon as I get it published.
All right.
Awesome, thanks.
Sounds good.
Be
Thanks.
well. You're welcome. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you on the next episode of Stand Up Speakeasy. Lights out.
Bye.